Alrighty, guys. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. We got ourselves a bit of coverage this morning as severe weather is starting to kick off here across the country. We were literally just doing a live stream not that long ago. Probably a good 4 hours or so ago, but we are doing some coverage now because we have started to see a little bit of activity starting to pop up here. And that line that we were watching here is starting to materialize, in which we've already had a tornado warning on it earlier here, as well as 63-mile-an-hour wind gusts reported here in southwestern Oklahoma just a little bit ago. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and backtrack here just a tad. But yeah, so we do have ourselves a little bit of activity kicking off right now. This was a bit ago. This was from the, I believe this is at a Weather Service office, reported here. It's from an ASOS station reporting 63 miles an hour as that line kind of rolled through. We did previously have a tornado warning on that just a little bit ago. In which right now we are currently active with one severe thunderstorm warning, but we are watching that line here as things are starting to take shape here. But if you guys don't know, if you guys are just tuning in here for the first time of the morning, y'all, we got a big problem today. We operate over here to today's convective outlook. We do have a big old enhanced risk here for today. We do have the enhanced risk out there for a lot of Oklahoma, a lot of kind of northeastern portions here of Texas, like western Arkansas, portions of like kind of south central, southwestern Missouri here as well. And unfortunately, there is a pretty big tornado threat with today's risk. We got a massive 10% hatch risk for tornadoes. Indicating the possibility that we could have, some tornadoes in this vicinity, possibly EF2 or greater. So that's kind of one of the big concerns here so far. We do have ourselves a 30% chance for damaging winds as well. We're going to be seeing some gusty winds here today, possibly ranging between 60, maybe 70 miles an hour. So as we progress further down into the line here, we will start to probably see an increase in damaging wind potential and stuff like that. Also, our hail threat here is a 15% chance. So obviously today's main concern is between damaging winds and tornadoes. We're going to definitely need to be on it today. We're definitely going to keep a very, very close eye. So we got live cameras. We got a few of them. This one out here is actually out here by Lawton. We got a little bit of thunderstorm activity out here by Lawton currently. Earlier, we did have that tornadic cell that was heading towards Lawton. Thankfully, it stopped being tornadic as we approached the area here, so that's definitely good. You can see the traffic cam is still pretty wet. We've been seeing a little bit of thunderstorm activity out in these regions here. Good morning, guys. I never did do a warm welcome to you guys. We have Rocca, we have Zach, GR, let's see, Lily, we have Azin, Charlie, Link, Storm Tracker Red, let's see here. We got Sean. We got Jeff, we have James, let's see, FLP, we have Guardian, we have Jethro, Marshall, Zach, and that's all I see. Of course, everybody else who's not chatting, welcome as well. But yeah, so like we mentioned, we are starting to get some activity here on this line. We're definitely going to be keeping a close eye out for these storms this morning. Let's see here. When will it make it to Memphis? So Memphis is not getting this. This threat here ends in central Arkansas. It's not making its way to Tennessee for today. Now, they did add a little marginal here for tomorrow. Just a little level 1 severe weather threat. And matter of fact, they actually put a 2% tornado risk on it. So tomorrow, we could see a little bit of a small severe weather threat. But the thing is, though, is by the time we approach to tomorrow, being the 5th, the activity will be pretty much dead because all that instability that's in the atmosphere will be pretty much, all used up. Therefore, it shouldn't be anything crazy tomorrow. But yeah, today is a little bit of a different story. Let's see. What's up, Cherokee? What's up, PayPal? Hope you're doing good. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Will it make it to College Station, Texas? Wait, where? Yeah. So College Station, Texas is under the risk for today. We're actually gonna hop our way over here to the models real quickly. We're gonna take a peek at the latest HRRR. Got that high resolution model run data coming in here now. This is the 10 Zulu run for people who's wondering. So yeah, as we approach later on tonight, you can see that line does approach near College Station. This is going to be roughly, probably slightly before, if not right around midnight, by the time it reaches College Station here overall. So that's just a little bit of a timing for you guys. Obviously, the line is starting to occur now. Current time is 6 o'clock. And like we mentioned, if we hop back to the actual radar here, you can see that we are starting to get that line that's developing here. This is basically the beginning of the event here. Right now, we do have one severe warning in effect here west of El Reno. This is a warning that's in place for quarter hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts here overall. Like we mentioned here, not terribly too long ago, we actually did have a tornado warning here down towards southwestern portions of Oklahoma. This was about an hour ago, was that tornado warning we had. But since then, as of now, things are okay. But we obviously got to be keeping a very close eye on this line because a lot can happen in a short amount of time. So we're gonna need to be extra active, extra ready today. Let's see here. Do I think this will go moderate? I doubt it. I mean, obviously, I don't know for sure because that's up to SPC. But personally, I don't think they will. Today's event's mostly going to be a long line of storms. Now, if we had some more like discrete supercell activity, more. Say prefrontals ahead of this cold front. If it was actually pretty nasty in terms like that, then maybe. But from what I'm seeing here, I don't think so. Let's see. Is Bartlesville safe? Which state is Bartlesville in? Oklahoma, I'm assuming. That's the first place that popped up here. Let's just see. But we got a slight risk today, so obviously be weather aware out here, as there is a risk for severe weather in Bartlesville. Got a 5% tornado threat, so yeah, definitely want to be watching out for tornadic activity. We got a wind threat, 5% chance for winds, 5% chance for hail. Yeah, so main thing you got to look out for is actually that tornado threat. Even though they're all equal probabilities here. 5% chance for hail, 5% chance for damaging winds, 5% chance for tornadoes. So definitely, keep a close eye out there for the weather today. Now, right now, it is pretty calm. The activity is going to start kicking up here a little bit later on here for you guys later this afternoon, this evening. Let's see here. From what I heard, it's going to be 2 waves of storms today. So here, let's hop back to models real quickly. We'll take a quick little overview here for you guys. So it's really just going to be a lot of thunderstorms, really. I mean, it's going to be mostly just one line of storms, as you can see here. More than likely just mostly one line of storms. But there could be just a lot of scattered thunderstorm activity. I mean, throughout, this afternoon and this morning, across a lot of these regions here. So across the risk area, we could get a lot of cells popping off, but the main part of it is going to be this long line we got, in which we'll be looking out for this here. Definitely is getting a little interesting out there. Let's see here, Jason, my man, coming in with a $20 super chat, dude. That is really sweet of you, Jason. Thanks, man, for the $20. That is really, really sweet of you, dude. You did not have to do all that. I deeply appreciate it. Y'all, please give Jason a big thank you for that. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you. That helps me out a lot. Big shout out goes to you, man. Thank you. Do I talk about tropical storms? We do, yes. But right now, I'm kind of focused mostly on severe weather because we got a couple days before that tropical system could become an issue. Still not really too sure on where that storm's going to end up here. I mean, I'll do a quick little briefing since there's not a whole lot of severe warnings in place right now. But yeah, we are watching the tropics here too. We do got a system that's heading our way here towards the Gulf. Right now, it's going to turn to the northwest here pretty soon. We do got hurricane watches for the Cayman Islands here, as well as like we mentioned, you eventually could have some hurricane watches, maybe warnings being issued for Western Cuba. The way it looks is that Western Cuba could get potential hurricane conditions, and then of course what happens from there is still a little unknown. I mean, it's definitely a little hard to tell. Models kind of go all over the place. Now the good news is I do think that Florida is going to be relatively good today. Relatively good with the storm here. Obviously, we've been getting absolutely plummeted by these last couple of tropical systems. But regarding this one, it seems like it might just continue going west. Could become an issue at some point for more of the north central Gulf. Once again, it's still a little iffy on where the thing's going to go 100%. But the cone, you can see, pretty wide error margin here. It could eventually possibly end its way up here towards like Louisiana. We'll have to see. Still a little early, but and of course we got another little area out here. This is not much of a big concern right now. But anyways, just a little bit of a quick little morning tropical update with y'all, just to show you guys what's going on out there. So definitely want to watch out in Cuba, West Cuba. The thing is about the terrain in Western Cuba, or just Cuba in general. There's a lot of mountains in Cuba, which that could honestly alter the it could honestly alter that strength of the storm as it passes through. So we'll have to just see how that goes. No name as of now. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be a threat for Florida really. But anyways, let's see here. Is Springfield, Missouri safe for today? So Springfield is definitely one of the areas we do want to be weather aware. One of the regions that we definitely want to be watching the weather because unfortunately we do have a pretty big risk here out here towards Springfield. We do have a significant risk out there for overall, severe weather and tornadoes, I should say, which is a 10%, which that's a pretty good threat for tornadoes. So definitely want to be weather aware. Now this is not something to worry about. Don't worry yourself to death over it. But I do want you to be watching the weather throughout today. Now the timing for you guys is going to be a little bit later than some of these other people. Like for Oklahoma, you guys are going to kind of get it first, kind of morning in this time frame, afternoon, and then we approach the evening. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Jason, thank you, man, for the $2 saying just got a COVID positive. Oh, that's not good, man. Hopefully you feel better soon, dude. Appreciate the $2, man. Thank you. But yeah, no, Springfield, unfortunately, is not out of the threat here. We do have a 30%, like I said, we do have a 30% risk, also for damaging winds. We have the shot at seeing, maybe 60, maybe 70 mile an hour wind gusts in the line here today. As you can see, I mean, currently we do have a lot of light, moderate precipitation throughout the region here. Just a little bit of showers, a little bit of thunder shower activity. But, later on today, once that line develops, that's going to be the concern. But yeah, for you guys out here, it's going to be towards the evening as we approach near Springfield, kind of late afternoon, evening or so. So, anyways. Let's see here. Link says, what about Ardmore, Oklahoma for today? Let's see here, man. Take a look at Ardmore. Yeah, a lot of Oklahoma's under the threat here. Ardmore, Oklahoma. You, my friend, so you're kind of in that middle threat for wind. Here, let's hop back here real quick. So unfortunately, my friend, you are in one of the regions here where we do have that 10% significant tornado risk today. So what that means is that, we actually have a pretty solid tornado threat towards the area here. So it's a little bit concerning, like I mentioned, because we do have that significant risk out there. There's a possibility that we could have, tornadic activity, maybe EF2 or greater, out of the tornadoes we potentially could get. So the way this is working here is, within 25 miles, 25 miles of your area here. So, for example, we'll just draw out a little radius here. So this is 25 miles right here. So within this 25-mile radius of you, there is a 10% chance that a tornado will drop somewhere in this radius here. 10% you might think is pretty low, but the stakes are pretty high whenever you have something like this. 1 in 10 shots, and that repeats every 25 miles. That makes up this whole entire outlook area. So you can imagine overall, didn't mean to change that, but yeah, you can imagine overall that's a pretty good shot, unfortunately. But yeah, and like I mentioned, this area here too is, not to mention is it a 10% chance, but it's also the possibility that some of those tornadoes might even be possibly, EF2 or greater, unfortunately. So that's kind of the issue here. Sewing, thank you so much for the $1.50 super chat. Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for that. Black Widow says Tulsa area. So yeah, Tulsa is also one of those regions there that's in that unfortunately in that 10% tornado risk area. Now, Tulsa is also just outside of that 30%. There's a 15% chance for damaging winds today too. So I'd also watch out for that being a concern. Even hail. It's really a triple threat here potential for Tulsa. So we could see hail nearby up to maybe quarter size hail, possibly up to 2 inches in diameter. And of course, we could have some damaging wind gusts ranging maybe 60 to 70 mile an hour winds, and a couple of tornadoes nearby cannot be ruled out. And unfortunately, we do have that significant threat towards Tulsa, which means that tornadic activity could be EF2 or greater. So we'll see. What's up, Jason? How are you, man? Let's see here. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking out there for. And unfortunately, we do have quite a bit of populated areas here in this 10% significant risk today, like Tulsa, as we just mentioned here, Oklahoma City, Lawton, even like northern Dallas, Texas is under that 10% risk out there. Then we work our way in towards like western Arkansas, towards like Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Springdale, going through Springfield, Missouri, and so on. So there is unfortunately some populated areas here. Now that's not where the only tornado threat is. I mean, you can see here that these colors, you have the dark green, you have the brown, and then the yellow. These are the tornado risk areas today. The 2%, the green here is relatively low tornado threat. However, it's not zero. And there is a possibility that we could get a couple of tornadoes to develop into some of these regions here. I mean, in theory, by later this evening, it is a possibility we could have a couple isolated or an isolated tornado or two out here potentially. I mean, it is in the risk area. And that risk goes all the way down towards San Antonio. Then you got your middle risk here, which is that 5% chance area here. This is kind of our middle threat for today, which is a 5% chance, of a tornado happening within 25 miles, of a radius around you, essentially. Let's see here. What is Blackwell looking like? So Blackwell, I believe you guys are, just outside of that tornado threat. I think you guys are looking pretty good. We do got a 5% chance for damaging winds, though, out here. And hail, 5% chance. So, yeah, just a very small shot for, maybe some gusty winds up to, 60 miles an hour. maybe some hail up to quarter size or so. You know, pretty low threat today. Sowing. I think you should be good. When is this supposed to happen? Anytime. I mean, we already seen a tornado warning here not too long ago. Actually, we just finally lost that severe warning. You can see if we backtrack to the radar here, I mean, earlier, just about an hour or so ago, we did get that line of storms that started to develop here. We did have a tornado warning here about an hour or so ago, like I mentioned, for Chattanooga, Oklahoma. No longer in effect, of course, but that was earlier. And then the line of storms went through Lawton, luckily non-severe. So, I mean, it could happen at any time, and you can see that you can really see the northerlies here. You see all the storms moving north, and then you got this guy moving east. Kind of shows you kind of what we got going on here. Basically, you have all of that warm and moisture-rich air advecting north, coming from the Gulf, and then you got this cold front here, which is the cold air pushing to the east behind it. So it's like you have this kind of perpendicular wind change here, which is pretty interesting, and that's kind of setting us up for this severe weather event here. So yeah, I mean, really at any time this thing could kick off. I mean, we're already obviously got some pretty strong thunderstorm activity out here. I mean, just by looking at the radar and stuff, you can really see that those winds are quite fast moving. Yeah, the atmosphere is not being so nice so far. So yeah, I mean, literally at any time this thing could just start turning for the worse. Let's see here. So we do hop our way back over here towards Oklahoma, and we hop over to the tornado threat, and just really the severe weather threat in general. And you can actually see here where this line of storms this line of storm we're currently watching is already in that risk area. And if we hop to the future radar here from the HRRR model, which we're going to pull to right now, you're going to see here that that line that develops there will continue moving eastbound over the next several hours, so throughout today. So yeah, it's kind of what we're seeing here. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted here. I'm gonna stream as much as I can here. I mean, I've been up all night. We did a little bit of a late night update for you guys there too. Just glad to be here. Glad to help out. And if anything happens this morning, we'll be here. Let's see here. So what time is it supposed to happen? So yeah, really, like I mentioned, at any time. Did I already answer that question? I might have. My brain's just not working this morning. Let's see here. Watching from Moore, Oklahoma. Hoping things bust for everyone. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Hopefully it will. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But, for right now, like we mentioned, taking a quick little look here at the current radar view, we're going to hop to velocity or so. At the moment, just looks like a lot of strong winds, probably just barely sub-severe here. That line of storms is kind of rolling through El Reno right now. We might even have cameras out by El Reno. No promises. We do not, but we do have some in western Oklahoma City. We can shift to the west. We'll just change up this camera real quickly. We do have cameras so that we can look at. Nothing really crazy in Oklahoma City right now. I tell you what, man, they've been getting pounded the last couple of days. We did that coverage the other night where we had, several, confirmed tornadoes that were there. I mean, that one that was pretty aggressive, pretty strong. Somebody in my chat earlier, from the last update, said that it was prelim EF3. Shoot, I forgot which one that was. Is that the one that passed through? Where was it? Hera. One passed near Hera. Don't take me on this. Somebody told me in the chat. I don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, they said it was prelim EF3. Let's see. Black Widow says, thanks for the info. No problem. You're very welcome, y'all. Anytime. See here. We've been getting a lot the last few days. Yeah, that's an understatement. Hopefully today will bust, you know. It would be pretty nice. I mean, right now, here, we'll go ahead and take a quick little peek over at Meso-analysis real quick. I'm just kind of curious to see what kind of the atmosphere is looking like right now. So let's hop to Meso. So at the current moment, you know, this is where all of our instability is. We have a lot of fuel. Obviously, it goes further south, but, you know, the area here is definitely very much saturated in instability. Yeah, that lower level jet is pretty daggone strong. I mean, we're talking like, what, 35 to 40 knots or so? I mean, that's... Yeah, those lower level winds are screaming. They're moving pretty quick. Same thing with our mid level. And you can see that trough here too, where that low is at over to the west out here by New Mexico. And those winds are just ramping off there. Yeah, she's pretty solid. Pretty solid. Let's see here, effective helicity. About 200, 250 or so. Yeah, I mean, that's enough to get action. Let's see here. Sewing says Choctaw and Hera. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty rough storm, unfortunately. That developed there just to the northeast of that radar site yesterday. Or, sorry, day before, I think it was. This time change has really just got me all out of whack and timing and and stuff. Let's see here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them for y'all. Like I mentioned, if you guys are just tuning in here, we do have a pretty big enhanced risk here for today. This is what we are covering. We do have unfortunately, a very large 10% hatch risk for tornadoes. Basically meaning that, you know, we have the possibility here of seeing, we do have the possibility of seeing tornadoes potentially EF2 or greater today. So that's kind of what we're looking out there for. Here overall, in which, you know, that greatest tornado threat today is going to be up here towards like northeastern Texas. A lot of Oklahoma is included, you know, central eastern side, western Arkansas, and like southwestern Missouri. I mean, this covers a lot of ground here. So we'll definitely watch out for that. Let's see here. But yeah, and of course, you know, that tornado threat does also go up into like western Illinois too. With that 2% risk. I mean, once again, we have 3 different levels here. We have the marginal level 1 tornado threat, which is a 2% risk out there for tornadoes. You know, which is a fairly low end tornado threat. I mean, the odds of, you know, getting a tornado is fairly low. You know, it is fairly low. Then, of course, we work our way into the 5% region here. This is kind of our middle threat. This is the slight risk level 2 threat for tornadoes, which, you know, in the 5%, you know, you definitely do want to be weather aware in the 5%. I mean, even with the 2%. But, you know, we have, when you're in a 5%, you know, there is a chance that we could get some nearby tornadic activity. You know, while it is still technically on the lower side of a tornado threat, there can be tornadoes nearby. So we do need to be watching. And, of course, our 10%, that's actually where it starts to turn into a pretty decent shot of tornadoes being nearby. So, yeah, definitely do want you guys to be extra prepared today. Let's see, that 10 sig is concerning for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not only a big threat, but it covers a large area. That's what makes it very concerning. I mean, shoot, I wonder how many square miles this is. I can figure that out for y'all. Let's see here. So the significant tornado threat here is a total of 66,000 687 square miles, which has a population of 7.1 million people. That's a pretty big area of land. Let's see here. Bailey, Eufaula, Oklahoma. Here, let's see here. We'll take a look at that for you, my friend. I'll just let you know what you could be in store for. Oh, that's Alabama. Whoops. Here we go. Oklahoma. Okay, yeah. So Eufaula, I think that's how you say that. Yeah, you're kind of in the middle of that 10% tornado risk here. So yeah, please make sure you have a plan in place. Obviously, guys, this really applies to everybody who's in this risk area. Make sure you have a plan. If a tornado warning gets issued, where are you going to go? You got to think that quickly. So I do want you to figure that out before severe weather gets there. So obviously, if you don't know where to go, a little bit of help is if you have a storm shelter or a basement. That's obviously for where you'd want to go if you had it. If you do not have a basement or a storm cellar, then the next best option would be go to the central interior portion of your home on the lowest floor. So go to the lowest floor, central middle part of your home. Such as a bathroom, a closet. That would be pretty optimal place to go. And if you're in a trailer, I cannot stress it enough. You got to ditch the trailer. That's going to provide you no protection, unfortunately. So yeah, if you're in a trailer, you just gotta ditch it. And honestly, look for a more sturdier location. Such as maybe a nearby building or and if all else fails, honestly, getting into a ditch and covering your head if there's nothing else around. You really don't want to risk driving either because there could be down power lines. There could be all kinds of stuff all over the road, and it would make it a nightmare to be going through, and not to mention it's very dangerous. Yeah, honestly, the best thing or the best thing to do in that case would be to find a ditch and cover your head and lay flat. Anyways. Good morning, Stefan. Hope you're doing good. How is Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Dallas, Texas doing? So South Dakota's fine. We don't really got much going on in South Dakota. Now, Dallas, we do got to watch out for areas near Dallas today. We do got that 10% risk up there towards the north. Not to mention, it's not just a tornado threat. We also do got that damaging wind threat as well. Dallas, as of now, is in a 15% chance for damaging winds. Possibly, we could see some gusts, maybe 60, maybe 70 miles an hour. And of course, we even do have a hail threat out here as well, with a 15% chance, where we could see, some hail, maybe 1-2 inches in diameter overall. So that is a possibility. So, once again, not just a tornado threat, but also, potential out there for, damaging winds and, also a bit of hail there too. Let's see here. Bailey says you pronounced it correctly. Thank you very much. No problem. You're very welcome. I'll be keeping the family aware today, praying for all the area. I appreciate that. Glad to see that you're being weather aware out there, my friend. Obviously that's what we're here for. We're here to make sure you guys are understanding the threat and helping cover this with you guys, just to kind of let you all know what's going on. But for right now, we do have the beginning of that line starting to develop here. We did have a handful of severe warnings on it a little bit ago, even a tornado warning on it previously. So, this thing could really pick up at any time here. We do got some pretty strong storms getting ready to head into Oklahoma City. Right now, they just crossed through El Reno. So there's El Reno over here. They just got hit pretty good. But yeah, it's heading towards OKC and areas out there near Moore here pretty soon, Norman. And like I mentioned, what's really crazy though is that you can really see that northerly movement here. You can see ahead of that line how the all those storms and the winds are just screaming their way to the north. And if you look on the storm line, you can see that that's moving its way to like the northeast. So it's like, we have that change in wind direction. It's indicating that frontal system there. Which is pretty wild. And that's typically what they're doing. I mean, you can just really see how fast those storms are moving, which is pretty concerning, because that really shows you that we do have a pretty strong lower level jet in place. Let's see here. Did I have it now? No, I did not. Since last update, I've been awake. I've been totally nocturnal, you guys. I've been totally nocturnal the last couple of days. I mean, I've been trying to cover night shift a lot, Been trying to cover a lot of the night shift, especially since that one day we had that nocturnal tornado threat. I know